9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you ready?
Godfather, Deathmatch
Welcome to Hardway Wrestling. Caught you, Jesse, right in the middle of talking. We are here for another free-for-all Friday, and today, no Brian Hardy, so we won't get anybody to fuck your ass. So
He was scared. Brian Hardy was scared.
He was scared. We do have the Godfather, Jesse Daniels, legendary. No, I'm just kidding. Not legendary, but deathmatch.
One day, I appreciate the accolades, though. I like the sound of that.
And here's how I look at it. Anytime that you're willing to mutilate your body, eventually you're going to be legendary, whether it's on your tombstone or on the bathroom wall at a Denny's.
Hey, anytime somebody dump trucks Jeremy Stone into the ring apron is legendary.
Exactly. Yeah, for a night.
That poor child. That poor child. All right, let me make sure real quick that we are up and going. Does not say. Oh, that's why, because I didn't start it. Stupid boys.
We're live on the book.
We are live on Facebook.
We're live on the book.
We are live. We are definitely live on the tubes. So we have Jesse Daniels here. Jesse is I originally said he was a hardcore guy, but I don't even consider you hardcore. I consider you more deathmatch type. Would you agree?
I would say that's where I feel most comfortable. Yeah.
All right. I believe we are now live on you. Perfect. We are definitely live on YouTube. So guys, share that out if you can. If you're just joining us now on Facebook or YouTube and you don't like at this point, don't like either one, what the fuck are you doing? You're wasting your time. Make sure you go
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, make sure you go like and subscribe, especially to our YouTube page. We're at 162. We picked up 12 new viewers since last Friday. I think, honestly, Ricky, Scotty, I believe that they're here to watch us dance because that's what we've done over the last couple of weeks. I think that's what they're here to do. But today we have a special guest, Jesse Daniels. So we're gonna get right into it, Jesse, and then we'll if you want to hang around a while, we'd love to have you. We're going to talk about a couple topics.
Hell yeah! I was just sharing the stream real quick, so anybody that was watching from my page could hop in.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. If you're jumping in from Jesse's page, make sure you go like the Hardway page. Make sure you go like our YouTube. We appreciate that. Give it a thumbs up. Give us comments. If you like what we do, tell us. If you hate what we do, we don't give a fuck.
We're gonna do it anyway.
We'll take your comments anyway. We're good with.
We'll entertain you though. We'll pretend we do.
Oh yeah.
we're gonna start. I'm gonna ask. We're getting into some questions for Jesse, and then we'll let the boys do some questions, and then we'll get some questions from the chat. So
Jesse, one person.
Jesse, is that your real name? Jesse Daniels, you just go by your real name? Most of you deathmatch.
So my shoot name, so it's actually a spinoff of my shoot name. My shoot name, I have 4 names, and Daniels is one of the middle ones.
Jesse Daniels?
Yeah, so basically I told this guy at the first wrestling company I was doing like announcing for, he wanted to figure me out a gimmick name, so I told him my real name, and he just dropped 2 other names. So technically, yes, it is my real name, just not in that order.
Okay. Right on. All right. So how did you get into the deathmatch scene? Did you start out with training wheels, like refereeing or a hardcore match, and then you took a light tube to the butthole and you're like, I like this?
So actually, I think I saw my first live deathmatch back in like 2017. I was announcing for this company that through this show called White Trash Bash in West Virginia. It was at this like heavy metal festival headlined by Green Jello. So they had this thing. I remember this so specifically, clear as day. It was a glass for your ass match. And it was like, glass, light tubes.
I fucking nailed it. Yeah.
Oh, look, this
nailed it. Did I not nail it? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You nailed that one, Jason.
But this was my first time seeing this shit like in person. I had announced for a pro wrestling company in like 2014 on, and I'd seen that, but I'd never seen no shit like this in person. Like guys bleeding and cutting themselves voluntarily. That was all new to me. So when I went to Detroit back in 2020 during COVID, I actually was coming back in like training and shit around that time. And I got in this battle royal at a place called XICW. And I was supposed to get stapled in the head during the battle royal because it was like this one guy, his gimmick is a stapler. And I got fucking tossed out before it was my turn to take the staple. And I went backstage, guys, and Rhino was in this fucking locker room. I went somewhere and I cried because I felt like a bitch. I felt like I had let everybody down by not taking what I had agreed to do. And so I feel like I kind of made a vow to myself in that moment that was like, I know I'm not scared of this. And I wasn't, obviously. But within like 3 months, I was in this crazy fatal four-way death match with Peter B. Beautiful and Sean Lawhorn. And it was fucking insane, like going from just the regular training, fucking running the ropes and mostly cardio stuff, like up and fucking getting your body conditioned for wrestling. But then when you add all the like bloody gimmicks and shit and like violent death fucking wrestling to it, it becomes a little bit of a different ballgame. It's easier to work in some ways, I feel like, but at the end of the day, it still deteriorates your body all the same,
Yeah. Do you worry about that? Do you worry about like one day not being able to, piss on your own?
It's a realistic possibility that I've come to terms with, but I feel like every professional wrestler has to come to terms with that. And the way that you work and how much of your body you choose to give to each match says a lot too. Because if you pay attention to me, I don't mind bumping. I'll get slammed and thrown around, but like I'm not gonna bump myself to death. I'm not gonna get tossed off of a fucking roof into a flaming car. No, like I don't do anything that I know I have a more than 65% chance of breaking my neck. If I feel like I could break my neck or paralyze myself doing a spot, I'm not going to take it. I don't mind getting cut. I can heal from a cut. I've got fucking cuts and scars and shit all over me, but like that'll heal over fucking a week's time. If you break your neck and you can't walk anymore, then you're fucked,
Yeah.
Right.
A little bit.
So in the short time that Jesse, you and I have known each other 3-4 months now, 6 months maybe. I don't even know. We've a little bit now.
I've 6 months. I think it's been over 6 months at this point.
Something like that. And I think I met you at TCW. I think I met you down there first. Had you come up, did a spot for us. And I ain't gonna lie, Jesse's not really our cup of tea sometimes, right? We try to work safe. And we had Jesse come up, and Jesse doesn't pull any fucking punches. I don't know how good his punch is, but I know how effective it is. Jeremy, he ran a dude over. He has elbowed a dude and split his fucking face wide open. These are all like, it's whatever, because this shit happens. But
in my argument for that, at my very first ATCW locker room meeting, one of the things that was stressed to me was we lay our shit in here. We don't fucking pull any punches. That was what was told to me on that first locker room meeting. So I'm thinking, to survive here, I've got to fucking lay my shit in. And that's, I can ease up if you need me to ease up, but I was never told to ease up until a fucking guy takes my spinning elbow and busts his nose open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A guy who has
the hitting Jeremy thing, that wasn't really like a punch. That was just fucking tackling him too close to the ring.
A guy that you elbowed, Rex Savage, probably has you by 100 pounds.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's fucking I loved working with Rex though, dude. He was really fun.
Yeah, he took it in stride, and he's like every other wrestler. He's like, hey man, he blamed himself for it. Honestly, wrestling is wrestling. Shit happens. We've all been split open. As a fucking manager, I've had the worst fucking concussion and mouth split open worst I've ever been. So shit just fucking happens sometimes. So what made you, what was the turning point? So you decided you were going to get into wrestling, right? You decide you go to this Green Jello, whatever fest or whatever, and you just
I got into wrestling back in like 2014, but I took a little break for a while.
Okay, look now. A lot of times when wrestlers say I took a little break, did that mean you went to jail?
No.
Okay, I had to ask.
Believe it or not, I've got a clean criminal record besides a few traffic tickets.
Okay, I believe that. I just watched I watched the documentary the other day, and
basically the company I was working for got bought out by like 3-4 investors, and one of them was a cop and didn't like that I did this gimmick, and it was just it became more about pleasing a bunch of people than making good wrestling anymore. And I had a falling out with one of their guys and just walked out one night, and I didn't come back for like a year and a half.
Right on. Fuck, I thought I lost my question. So I got a couple videos I'm gonna put up here. Do you have a finisher? I feel like in death matches there really is no finisher because everything you do is a finisher. From a blue thunder bomb through a glass table or jumping off of a fucking roof into 4 different guys. I feel like every move is a finisher, but what is your finisher?
So a lot of times I do the John Moxley paradigm shift, the fucking double underhook brainbuster suplex gimmick.
Yep.
But I get booked against bigger guys a lot, and I'm not gonna do something in front of people that doesn't look safe or doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So I can switch it up. I have like some signature stuff. For the most part, my finisher is usually that double underhook. But like in like hardcore matches and death matches lately, I've been favoring the flaming elbow, but I know I can't do that everywhere.
So on the screen right now, you guys can't see. You'll be able to see it. This is you lighting your elbow, spraying. What did you spray it? Hairspray? Was that hairspray?
Brake cleaner.
Okay. Okay. Jessie,
because it lights up and then poof, it's gone like that before you even make contact. It's gone.
Yeah, I would imagine brake clean or something that burns off very quickly is the way to go. But yeah, Jessie lights his elbow up and dives through a dude through a table. So, and just like another day at the fucking office, whips off his elbow pad and pins a guy 1, 2, 3. So, pretty. I mean, what is the worst thing you've ever done to somebody or yourself?
Yeah.
That's pretty tough. So
all of it.
I think the gnarliest spot that I've taken would probably have to be I took an assault driver on top of flaming light tubes.
Oh,
like it was a bundle of fucking light tubes. They lit on fire, and the dude put me on his shoulders and assault driver me on it. That was pretty gnarly, but I didn't get hurt. I didn't get burned or anything. He was really safe about protecting me. And I think there's probably 2 spots that I've done that I'm like, what the fuck? How did I do that to somebody? One was I set a cinder block on a dude's back and broke it with another cinder block.
Oh,
and that was the finish. Don't worry, that was the finish. But Mickey Knuckles. So I got to wrestle
Mickey
Knuckles, who used to go by Isabella Smothers. She was like Tracy Smothers, like
that was your XPW gig, right?
Yes. So I got to wrestle her at XPW in Chicago, and this chick. So we get there, right, and they got like all these like Halloween pumpkins with like toothpicks and shit sticking out of them. They had a guitar with fucking fireworks, bottle caps, and thumbtacks on it.
Oh,
nice.
And Mickey takes one of these pumpkins and she's like, I want you to work this into my vagina. I'm like, okay. So we did that. And then I was like, are you cool with the guitar? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm going to fuck you up then. So I basically broke a fucking exploding guitar on this. It didn't break, but it had fireworks and thumbtacks on it. And I smacked it over this chick's back like as hard as I could. Woo. And she was a tough broad too, dude. Like Mickey Knuckles is 100% fucking legit because I've seen videos of her killing people in the ring, and I feel like I got the best of her that night. She took really good care of me.
So she said, "Jam this into my vagina."
Yep. Yikes. There's video of that one on YouTube. I just haven't really shared much of that one. I was gonna wait for XPW to post that stuff.
Is she single?
So one thing I'll tell you about Mickey is that she's a walking HR violation. So take care, brother.
Good night.
The finish was her sitting on my face while another dude was like lifting my legs up to sodomize me. So if that tells you how I'm
I actually think that this chick is right up Scotty's alley, right? I mean this
Oh yeah.
This girl's got ketchup all over her forehead and
ready
to eat, sir. Ready to eat. So I mean I normally wouldn't ask this, but was her vagina very accepting of the light tube?
So here's the thing. Like I said, the finish was her sitting on my face, right? And then the other dude like smothering me till I pass out. And let's just say
suffocation or smell.
She got comfortable there. Let's just say that.
Oh man!
But Mickey gets. But if she heard me say that, she wouldn't be mad because Mickey gets comfortable everywhere. That's Mickey's gimmick. She's an HR.
Probably didn't hear you because your mouth was muffled.
Oh yeah, probably yeah. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun opportunity. No matter how gross it ended.
I got another video here of Jessie deciding that he's really into the 4th of July, and there were firecrackers in there. Now, if you guys check out this video, there's firecrackers going off. Jessie's beating this dude into oblivion with a fucking metal chair, and that is a weed whacker.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
So a little bit of lawn care before or after the match. When was it?
So I'm trying to remember. I can't see the spot you're playing right now. Was it a dude in a white ski mask?
I can't see him because of the smoke.
Yeah, you really can't.
He's not wearing a mask. Crimson mask, maybe.
Jeez.
The only head I see is a pumpkin.
Okay, so that was not me. The firecracker chair where he's beating him with the chair. That wasn't me. That was my boy Kevin Chaos. But that was actually a show that I ran a couple weeks ago down here, and because we don't get a lot of shit like that in the area that I live, so I wanted to do something where fucking local people could come see some crazy shit like that, and they told me, hey, we got a firecracker chair, and I'm like, all right, word. These guys are crazy, so I didn't think too much of it. And then he pulls this thing out and lights it and starts beating the fucking bejesus out of the kid with it.
I thought that was good.
I popped for it, dude. Jimmy Alpha jumped off the house and everything. It was a good day.
I saw that. Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of the deathmatch stuff. I like some of it. I don't like all of it because I like a story behind what wrestling, right? And I don't think there's stories behind this unless the story is we're gonna see if I can get this fucking guy to bleed out.
Yeah, a lot of times that's what.
And it's got to have a pizza cutter.
Definitely gotta have a. But I've learned to appreciate a lot of different aspects of wrestling. So, Jesse, we don't know each other like that, but I wrestled back in the late '90s for a few years, and kind of fell out of it. Had a family. That actually never finished training. That like most guys aren't trained. That's why I'm big on having making sure people are trained because I know the dangers of it. Most deathmatch guys, I don't know a lot of deathmatch guys that are trained. I really don't.
That's because the only school that I know of in the U.S. and there very well may be more, I could be wrong about this, that teaches like pro wrestling with the deathmatch style is H2O.
In Jersey?
That's Matt Tremont's place in Jersey.
Tremont.
Yeah.
Right. And I've watched Matt Tremont's stuff, and that guy's a fucking psycho too. If you had a chance,
but he can work. Matt Tremont can work.
He can definitely work, and that's where I feel like I have a good respect for. I like every aspect of wrestling. Not everything is my cup of tea. Not shitting on anything you do because I really think that you have a niche spot, and it takes a special type of person to be able to do that kind of stuff. Me, I have a high pain tolerance. Not a fucking chance am I getting that shit slammed on. No fucking way, bro. Not a fucking chance am I picking light tube shit out of my back for 2 months. I'm not doing it. So I have an appreciation for guys who do that kind of stuff because there is a section of people out there that like that. And one day, Jesse, I'm coming. I probably should just stop right there. I'm coming. I'll edit that later. I'm
coming for the smoke. Hey, let me tell you something, boy. I scared Brian Hardy off of here today. I don't imagine what I'll do to you.
God, Brian. Well, he wears less clothes than I do. So
we love you, Brian.
Hey, Brian's good. Brian, great dude. Really great dude. If you get a chance to go back and watch, and we're getting off the subject here, but if you get a chance to go back and watch Brian from day one when he was on here, from the last time he was on there,
oh god,
completely different fucking guy.
Oh yeah, right? He's done had a meltdown.
Yeah,
multiple meltdowns.
Bianca Belair is a trigger to him, like saying Prince Nana to Jason.
and I mean, at the same time too. Like, he's doing a lot of shit building that USW right now. So, like, he's got a lot on his plate. So, can't nobody stress him. You be all right, Brian. Me and you'll have that flaming guitar match one day.
And I'll be there for it, I hope. So, and one day, Jesse, I'm going to come out. I get a chance. You do live in Virginia. You're quite a distance away from me. Are you near where we're at in Virginia? Are you?
I live near Richmond.
Richmond. Okay. So Richmond, that's about 4 hours away from me, I believe.
Yeah. We drive about 3.5 to ATCW.
Yeah. That's a hike, bro.
Yeah.
That's a hike. So
Jason, so what are you saying? One day it's gonna be it's gonna be the Syracuse Rubber Hammer versus Jessie here. Is that what I'm hearing? Is this about booking?
So physically, if I was able to still do what I wanted to do, I would love and do it in a heartbeat and mix it up with Jessie. Now, would he punish me? Oh, fucking yeah. Yeah. I would be a bloody fucking mess. And but honestly, I mean, at this time in my life and my age, I don't think I would survive. Plus, I'm on blood thinners. It'd be the most amount of blood you've ever fucking seen.
Oh, that helps sometimes. That helps because I ain't got to do shit. I ain't got to do shit, man. One staple. We do one staple, and I'm just rubbing that pizza cutter on your forehead for the rest of the night, and we're good, Bubba.
I am a leaker. I am on.
That's what we need.
I am on 2 different blood thinners. And I can slip you some every once in a while to make you really fucking squirt. Unlike Mickey Knuckles, you will be a squirter. So,
sorry, Mickey.
We love Mickey. I guess I've never met her. I'd love to have her on here sometime and hear.
I can send her a message.
Yeah, I'd love to hear how she likes to muff a guy.
Book her for ATCW and have her muff Jeremy Stone.
She would kill everybody in our locker room. I don't think she's probably the toughest person ever. Listen, honestly, I want a women's division in ATCW, and I'm working on that kind of stuff. So eventually we'll have.
Jeremy Stone's the perfect candidate.
He'll fucking kick your ass. All right, Jesse. Now listen. Now I want you to be honest. These guys give these guys, Jeremy has been in the business for 20 plus years.
I'm just ribbing the guy. That's all.
These guys give him shit. Jeremy is a tough motherfucker. Jessie hit him at full fucking speed like Ray Lewis.
I know.
And that motherfucker got up eventually.
I've watched that video
eventually
like times.
Yeah, it was the next show.
The thing was, I felt bad, and I knew I had to let Grizzly kill me after that, or it was that they won't go home happy. So
yeah, well, everybody enjoyed Jeremy being bent in half. So
that's one thing when you know you're about to get squashed, but then when you like get ready to get squashed and you fucking hurt somebody beforehand, you're like, shit, this is gonna suck even worse now.
All right, so let's talk about the spot real quick, and then I'll let the guys, let Ricky and Scotty have at you. Let's talk about the spot at the hardcore match that you had with former hardcore champion. Why am I forgetting his fucking name? Roughneck. My bad, Roughneck. TC hardcore champion. Former. So let's talk about the fact that he completely forgot his fucking name midway through that match.
Okay.
Now, do you guys is it is a hardcore match or a death match kind of like a normal match where you guys talk things through first and then go out there and execute?
Oh yeah, I do at least.
Okay.
So here's my thing, right? Necro Butcher is probably one of the best people I've ever taken advice from. And he's the guy that will tell you to walk and talk.
Okay. Hey,
so
real quick, Jesse, before you get into this, I need you to exit out and come back in, if you could, real quick.
Okay, let me do that.
Go ahead. Guys, oh my God, this fucking guy's nuts. Make sure, I love Jesse, he's a good dude. Make sure you guys got questions ready because I need you to fire some questions at him. Get anything you want to ask this guy. He is definitely gonna be. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you were starting to fade there a little bit.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Yep. So to answer your question about calling shit beforehand or whatever, so Necro Butcher, right? My friend just wrestled Necro Butcher, and he's one of them guys that likes to plan a lot of shit in advance, right? Well, if anybody here has ever been around Necro or watched it, like, he's fucking old school. Like, nah, son, we're just going to go out there and do it. So I had a chance to really...
okay, hold on real quick. Where's Necro Butcher from? Great name, by the way.
Well, he was actually in Ring of Honor for a little while in, 2008, 2009. He's Necro Butcher's from West Virginia. He's probably one of the more famous deathmatch wrestlers still doing it today. He's been around for probably close to 20 plus years at this point. But Necro, he tells me, walk and talk. So I try to structure, and Mickey told me the same thing. I try to structure my matches in a way that it's a good mix of like, all right, we know the point we're trying to get to, and we can walk and talk up to that point, but it's a good 50-50 for me personally when I'm calling a match. Half of it is just calling shit on the fly, and then the other half are like structured spots and we know where we're going. So in the case of that particular match you're referring to, basically for anybody knows, on a sanctioned show in Virginia, you are not supposed to bleed. If you start bleeding or one of the competitors start bleeding, you guys got to take the match home.
Right. Immediately.
ASAP.
Like within the minute.
So we had this whole fucking, basically it was going to be a 2-fall finish. There was going to be a false fall where he takes the title off of me. And then my boys were supposed to come out and Lucius Strade pulls a contract out and restarts the match. And we all fucking whoop on him and I get the title back. So, and the whole angle was that if I don't leave with the title that night, I'm going to retire. So there was a lot riding on it. Like we kind of booked ourselves into a corner. So we fucking, had a great match planned out, honestly. I was excited for it. And then when we got in there and I shot him off the ropes and went to do like the first clothesline or something, and he didn't really bump for it. He kind of staggered. So like I was kind of just like anticipating getting on the outside and just walking and talking, right? So we get out there, and the first thing, I'm the fucking hardcore champion, so I'm powdering out going for a weapon, right? And I pick up a chair and hold it back like this, like making it very obvious what I'm about to do. I'm not holding it by the bottom like I'm gonna swing it. I'm holding it.
I fucking saw
it. You knew, right? And I throw this fucking chair at the guy. He doesn't put his hands up, eats it straight to the fucking nose, breaks his fucking nose, and he starts leaking. This is like a minute and a half into our match.
You guys don't even understand. This chair hit him at such a fucking high rate of speed, I thought his head exploded.
Oh, jeez.
So immediately,
I even said it on commentary when we were, because I did commentary that night for TCW, and I was like, and Jesse's got a chair, and okay.
Yeah. So basically, what I had told the guys in the back to come out for their spot, the Iggy was that I fucking go crazy and start beating him with a cane, right? And they're supposed to come out and do something about it, right? So I fucking roll him in the ring and take this cane and start whipping the bejesus out of him, right? And I'm waiting to hear somebody, I'm waiting on the crowd to pop to hear somebody run up behind me, and I don't fucking hear it. So I'm just standing there, right? And I'm like, fuck this. So I roll him over on his back. I can't bump him. You know what I'm saying? His nose is broke. I can't fucking bump him or he's going to bitch. So I roll him on his back, give him a fucking standing elbow drop, right? I go to cover him. The ref counts 1, 2, and completely skips the 3 count. Like, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Who was your referee?
It was a brand new kid. It was like his second match ever. And the kid came up to me before the match and was like, what's the finish? And I told him, don't worry about the finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, for this specific fucking reason.
The finish is red.
So I tell him, right? And anyway, we get in there and we got to change shit up. I give him the elbow. Kid misses the 2 count. So right there, everybody else is like, what the fuck? This shit's fake. I stand up, give him another elbow drop, and he fucking finally counts. I think somehow he missed the count twice. I tried to pin him after I beat him with the stick. He missed the 2 count there. I did the standing elbow drop. He missed the 2 count there. So people are like, what the fuck? I look at him, kind of give him the Iggy, like, count to 3, motherfucker. Do another standing elbow drop, roll the fuck out and walk out. Because I was so pissed, bro. Like, everything we had built up to that match was like, you know, there were so many directions that thing was supposed to go, and that fucked it all up. It was literally supposed to be a 2-fall finish, and we had to tie it all up in 1 fall. And like, I was trying to make this guy look like the hardcore legend he's supposed to be, and it just, you know, he takes 1 chair shot to the nose, and then I fucking pin him, you know. So like,
yeah, that I wouldn't even say that was a chair shot.
Brother, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time, and now I know better. That's all I can tell you.
So lesson learned is we tell the referee what the finish is. Second lesson is no matter what, Virginia, as soon as he starts bleeding, did he not know? Did the referee not know that he was supposed to go home there?
So I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure. But
that's right. That is the right answer for the.
I told him the finish. Because, you know, I wanted him to know, and I thought that was the finish we were going to do. So that was why he missed the fucking 3 count the first 2 times when I did the elbow, because that wasn't the finish. The finish was like a big fucking 3-man maneuver on 1 guy. And the other 2 guys were still in the back because they didn't get the Iggy.
Gosh.
Wrestling can be crazy sometimes. Now Chucky and I sit for forever and sit and talk and for on and off for a month for each show. And something's always like, I always say card subject to change. That's exactly fucking right, because nothing is perfect. Like, you try to get it, you lay it out, you give guys, this is your finish, do it this way, blah, 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 blah. And something always gets fucked up. whether it be the referee miscounting there or missing the count or whatever. It shit happens. Happens in indie wrestling. Happens in AEW wrestling here recently.
It happened on Raw on Monday night.
Unfortunately, a lot in AEW.
Yeah, I saw that.
There
we
was
didn't
a
get
double.
into that.
There was a double finish where Miz and Ivar were supposed to both get a pinfall in that fatal 4-way, and
Ricochet was not supposed to kick out.
Yeah, he was concussed or whatever and kicked
out.
Now,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Was he concussed, or did WWE say you're gonna fucking take a break now, bro? And we're gonna tell people that you're concussed?
I don't know. I read that he was concussed.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know we're probably never gonna know the real story on that, but yes, things happen, shit happens. So people's faces explode in the middle of, on the outside of the ring. Just shit. People get run over, knocked underneath the fucking ring, and then shit
happens, ain't ballet.
Mostly around Jessie Daniels. If you guys don't understand, it's because Jessie Daniels. So
I'm not Jessie, I'm Axel.
Yeah, we're an Axel Crow mark. I like that.
Right. Hey, he gave me the mask. I didn't pay for
it. Cheap bastard. Just support indie wrestling. All right, Scotty, you got any questions for Deathmatch? The Godfather. So you're just called the Godfather, right? Or is it the?
I've gained a few names. They've been throwing Deathmatch Daddy at me a lot lately.
I actually like Deathmatch Daddy.
I really like that one.
Does the local emergency room know you as Deathmatch Daddy?
Thankfully, I don't have too many visits there because I try to believe that y'all are going to laugh when I say this, but I try to work safe.
Says the Deathmatch guy.
You're right. I'm going to laugh.
Well, it's Jason.
Oh, yeah, Brandon. Okay. So let's get into so Scott, you got any questions for Jessie?
Well, funny, I love Brandon Walker saying I don't mess up the counts. No, Brandon just messes Jason's face up. So
he's got one coming.
Jason actually stole one of the questions I was going to ask you, which was what's been like the worst move you've ever given or taken. So Jason already stole that one out from under me, but
let's give him that one. You're right, Scotty. Let's back it up. What have you taken that's been like fucking? Because I asked you what is the move that you've given or whatever, but what is it?
He says he got muff smothered.
Is that the worst? That scared the shit out of me. You had a vagina on your face, and that was the worst.
No. I'll tell you one that scared the shit out of me. Ed, does anybody on here know who Schlack is?
No.
Y'all okay? If we got Google or something, you got to pull up a fucking picture of Schlack real quick. so this dude he's a CZW original, a fucking steroided genetic tattooed freak, like literally one of the most insane bull shark looking motherfuckers in the game. So Schlack is the XPW Deathmatch champion. We went to Philly to do his he's got a band called Eat the Turnbuckle that's like a live fucking deathmatch heavy metal show.
Wow.
And it's a wrestling band, and they had a release party. So we were supposed to interrupt their Q&A at the release party, and then he power bombs me through a table. And I was thinking on this power bomb when old El Schlacko picked me up that it was going to be the whole get you up on the shoulders, and then no, this motherfucker yeeted me up, and then like when my head was like right here, he turns and slams me through, didn't drop me, slams me through this fucking door onto it like a hard concrete stage.
Oh,
and geez. I was like an inch away, brother, from fucking my head up and not being able to finish that segment. But that was one of the scariest things I think I've done, because that dude is a fucking powerhouse. And if you don't take what he's giving you the right way, you're gonna fuck yourself up.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Wow.
You still have all your teeth?
Oh yeah, yeah. Thankfully, I survived El Schlacko and Mickey Knuckles with all my teeth.
If you'd have lost teeth after Mickey Knuckles, we'd had to get her a gynecology exam.
Yeah, that would have been.
I thought the pumpkin was doing that.
I walked up and looked at them pumpkins outside and was like, I ain't doing that shit, bitch. You crazy. And then she walks up and hands it to me. She's like, grind this into my vagina. I'm like, okay. I'm not taking it.
Hey, listen, it is pumpkin season. I'm just saying, it is pumpkin season.
There's shit that I see
like dollars off of that.
There's shit that I see, like weapons I see at some of these shows when I walk up. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Pencil board, not doing it.
That is another question. What is like out of some of the stuff you've seen over the years? What is like one of the weapons you've decided you're like, no, I am not taking that. What have you seen out there weapon wise that you're like, nah, not dealing with that one?
Pencil board, like a fucking piece of styrofoam with a bunch of sharpened pencils on it. Fuck that. I'm not doing that.
So no impalement.
You want to get lead
sometimes
poisoning.
They'll do knife boards where they like take fucking butcher knives and stick them into boards with the blade sticking up.
Oh,
not like with the point sticking up, but with the blade sticking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And fuck that. I'm not doing that. No, I completely spaced on this one. And this is probably the sickest thing I've done this year to anybody. And I can't believe I didn't mention this when y'all asked me this earlier. So there was this other XPW guy named Hardcore, which, yeah, that's his name, Hardcore.
Holly?
So he wishes. But if you're watching this, I love you, buddy. So this sick fuck, right? We're supposed to wrestle at POR, and he sends me a picture earlier in the week of a fucking plastic baseball bat with scissors zip tied to it, like open fucking scissor blades. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not taking that. No. And he's like, all right, I'll take it. I'm like, really? So like we get to the spot in the match, we're fighting on the outside. I go find the scissor bat, tease it, and I hit him with it. What I thought was one good time. And I like, I didn't fucking lay it in, but I hit him with it. And then he goes, hit me again, brother. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I hit him the second time, right? And the scissor gashes his like down by his kidneys, gashes his fucking lower back like this long and this fucking wide. And he's like, all right, throw me in the crowd. Let's fucking keep going. And like this dude could have bled the fuck. He could have I could have pierced his fucking kidney with that fucking scissor bat. And this motherfucker was like, let's keep going. And like when we were done, he sat on the bus and somebody put a Band-Aid on his back and he took a nap for 3 hours.
One Band-Aid. Yeah, he bled out. He didn't have his he went unconscious. That's not taking a nap. That's going on. I
kept asking him. I was like, dog,
Luthez the zombie.
Okay? He's like, no, man. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Right. All right, Ricky, you got any questions for
oh man,
Deathmatch Daddy? That's got to be your name. Get rid of the Godfather. The Deathmatch Daddy is where it's at. Shirt wise, promo wise, the Deathmatch Daddy.
Yeah, I like it. That's a pretty solid name. Jesus, how many concussions have you had? Concussions, God, blood transfusions.
He's forgotten.
No blood transfusions, thankfully. That's one thing I'm pretty like. If I hear the first instance that I think somebody might have something or be unsafe to work, nope. I'm not.
Yeah, good call.
I'm very much about that because I like to fuck, guys. I like to fuck, and I don't like to spread disease.
Maybe that's your new finisher.
What, herpes?
That's a hell of a fucking motto.
Ricky Shane Page had a shirt that said, I came to win belts and fuck. And
somebody call Tony Khan and get that shirt made ASAP.
ASAP. Yeah, Pro Wrestling Tees would sell a shit ton of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to fucking spread HIV. I like that shirt better myself. So,
well,
concussions. How do you remember?
So most of my early concussions from wrestling came in training when I didn't know how to bump. That happens to everybody. But there was also a period of time where I was like taking unprotected chair shots and shit like that, which that probably did. I didn't ever feel like I got rocked from that, like woozy, you know what I'm saying? But like that was all on the forehead, not the top of the head and shit like that. And that was not very long. I've had a lot of concussions just like doing stupid shit like fucking myself up and getting in fights and things like that. But like, I got to be honest, I couldn't count. I don't think how many concussions I've had. I've never been to the doctor for a concussion, but I'm positive that I've had a few.
Yikes!
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of a scary thing to think about now that I put it into words. But I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Do you ever see yourself settling down with this kind of stuff and just like going?
Oh yeah, I mean, over time, if it gets to a point where, see, right now with where I'm at, I make enough as far as taking hardcore bookings and stuff like that to justify me going to do it. And then with the opportunity to sell merch and stuff like that, there's always a chance to make a profit, you know. And some nights that's $200-$300, and some nights it's fucking the $25 the promoter gave you to eat and get home, you know. But I'm to a point.
Shout out Chucky Manson.
But
Scotty doesn't show up and there's hot dogs left.
But as far as hardcore wrestling goes, I pretty much got a goal for myself at a time that I'd like to kind of be done with everything by then. And I don't see myself settling down to just regular wrestling before my career ends. That's not saying I'm not going to have plenty of wrestling matches, because I love pro wrestling. I don't have to just fucking beat you over the head with a stop sign to have a good match, you know? And I feel like I've proven that a few times. But nonetheless, I'll prove it time and time again. I don't see myself settling down from doing hardcore wrestling. I think this is the way that I started, and this is the way I'm going to go out.
There you go.
Rick, you got any more questions?
Trying to think here. What
does Mr. Puffers have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so what move or spot have you done where you've bled the most?
Gusset plate to the face is definitely the fucking so a gusset plate is like, all right, when you're doing construction and holding wood together. Yeah, it's a metal sheet with like 50 fucking spikes sticking out of it to hold wood together. And they use them a lot in death matches to get easy color, because, like, you know, this is the Hard Way podcast. Personally, I prefer the hard way, but it's not always the safe way. But one thing that is, you know, safer than getting punched in the fucking eyebrow, put this fucking thing on your head, smack it a few times, and then you got color. And you don't got to fucking get a black eye in the process of doing that. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that people don't. I have this conversation with AK all the time, and it's one of my favorite arguments for why I believe my style of wrestling is safer for me. You can swing fucking glass tubes at me if you know what you're doing, and there's a safe way to do that, believe it or not, instead of just fucking, because if you swing it too hard, it's going to break a weird way and shard up and cut the dude in the face. If you just flick of the wrist and pop it, you're not going to risk fucking cutting that guy's whole head off, right? So if you are working correctly and safely like you're supposed to do in death matches, because what you're already doing is dangerous enough, in my personal opinion, the way I work, if I'm not getting bumped and slammed around, I don't give a fuck about getting cut by a couple of glass and some thumbtacks for a few years, because you cut your finger every fucking day at work and that heals up in 2 days. I would rather heal up in 2 days than fucking, you know, break my neck or my back or fuck my shoulder up again and be out for 6 months. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in a position to get fucked up like that.
I feel like gigging yourself and knowing you're gigging yourself is worse than actually landing on something or somebody doing it to you and it being quicker. Does that make sense?
And I think that's a mental thing with people. Yes, a lot of people are scared to gig themselves because they're like, no, it's going to hurt, but it's going to hurt the same amount if you do it as if another guy does it. The only thing is, when the other guy does it, it relinquishes that control from you. You know it's going to happen either way. You know what I'm saying? And when you have time to second guess yourself when you're, you know, because I've seen guys just like make a whole gig and be ready to get color and then poke and nothing happens. And then they're, you know, they blew their whole fucking getting, you know, sympathy as a babyface.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just, there's safe ways to do dangerous shit, guys.
That's just out of curiosity, considering, I mean, you are a big purveyor of using different kinds of weapons and stuff like that. what is like your favorite weapon that you have used?
Fire. I hate to say that. That sounds so dangerous, but fire. I love fire spots because I'll tell you why. If you the Legos, right? When people see the Lego spot, everybody has stepped on a Lego. They know that shit hurts. Everybody knows instinctively that fire will fucking burn you. So when you do a spot with fire and you pull it off and nobody gets hurt, but it looks fucking brutal like that flaming elbow, people that don't know the difference are like, holy shit, how did you do that? It's like a fucking magic trick. And that's all working really is. You know what I'm saying? It's what pro wrestling is, a fucking magic trick. Straight up.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know,
brother. Well, we can all tell that you do the flaming stuff correctly because you're the hairiest motherfucker I know.
Yeah. Not on my arms, unfortunately.
Yeah, not on your elbows.
No, they grow back.
So
okay, another question. Going off the fire topic. Have you had a fire incident go wrong?
Thankfully, not with me. No, I've had times where something was supposed to be lit on fire and it didn't catch, which was honestly probably for the best. But no, thankfully I have not. Knock on wood, and I hope I never do.
Yep.
I've seen it go wrong. I've seen guys half their fucking face look like Two-Face from like trying to breathe fire on somebody, and I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna breathe fire on nobody. I don't want that shit on my face.
I'm not a dragon. All right, well, Jesse, you're a fucking joy, bro. You know, when we talked, you put it out there that you wanted to start jumping on people's podcasts and stuff. I could not wait to get you on because I know what kind of person you are. We've talked a few times personally, and we've talked a few times about the business, and I knew that this was going to be fun. And Jesse, you've been awesome. So
I like it because it was thought provoking. You know what I mean? You guys didn't fucking treat me like a dipshit. You know what I mean? And so I
hold on. We know you light yourself on fire, bro.
You don't have to treat me like it. I already know.
But I'm not. Yeah, right.
But you respect that I'm a dipshit, and you still include me in your stuff.
We respect your dipshitness.
You're a different kind of dipshit than what we are.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna back up a little bit because I said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. I do respect, and I kind of dig what you do because you're a special kind of person to be able to do that type of wrestling because not everybody's cut out for that shit, right? And there's people out there that like that.
Seriously,
kind of there's people out there that won't watch wrestling because they watch UFC. They like to know that it's real. And there's people out there that watch regular wrestling because they like the soap opera part of it. And there's guys out there that like the hardcore or the death match type of wrestling because they like to see motherfuckers beat themselves into the ground. And I think
and that's another reason why I like it is because it's kind of hard to say some of that shit's not real. You know what I mean?
No, you cannot. There's not one thing about deathmatch wrestling except for it's all predetermined at the end of the day. But when a pumpkin is jammed in a vagina, it's real.
It's real. It's still real to me, damn it,
man. It's real. So, all right, let's look and see if we got any questions. Nobody. The entire show was insane. No real questions on Facebook. Most of the Deathmatch Daddy. I think that's where it's at. Deathmatch Daddy. We did get one question on YouTube. 3 concurrent. Hey, listen, if you're on YouTube right now, please make sure you like and subscribe and give us your questions for Jesse. He's an open fucking book. He's going to answer your question, whether you like it or he likes it or whatever.
I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'll answer.
Right. He is special like we are. We say exactly what we feel and how we feel, and we don't care. So one guy here, here's the question of the day. One guy says, do you like AEW or WWE?
I'll say this. I am more partial to the fact that AEW allows for some kind of harder stipulations and stuff, like the lights out, the exploding barbed wire, all those gimmicks. That's cool to me.
Match
when it explodes.
I feel like there's honestly pros and cons to both that I like and don't like. I feel like I appreciate WWE's organization a lot better, But I feel like I honestly sit through some of their matches sometimes, and it's a fucking snooze fest because everybody does the same shit. And it's nothing against the wrestling aspect of it, but there will be maybe one match out of every Monday Night Raw that I sit down. I'm like, all right, that was, that got me emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? And with AEW, I feel like they have some emotionally investing matches, but they had the problem of way too many fucking people way too soon. Tony Khan hired so many fucking people that was like, oh, you worked a backyard match against Joey Janela one time? Yeah, whatever. You can come join us.
Scotty's favorite person.
And but that's how the roster was built, unfortunately. It was just friends of friends of friends until fuck, we can't put all you guys on TV.
All friends wrestling, I've heard it called.
But I will say I like a lot of the talent and the edgier presentation that AEW has sometimes. I just feel like if we had the organization of WWE with kind of the looser stipulations of AEW, we'd have a good fucking promotion.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
Yeah, I feel like WWE at times is very cookie cutter. They don't try to do anything that's going to offend, and they don't try to do anything that's going to veer off of their their storylines and that kind of stuff. And AEW is fucking wild west right now. So we do have a new subscriber, Derek White Sky Cloud. I don't know. Are you Indian? I have no idea. Do you know Tomahawk? Do you know Tomahawk? Black Hawk? Any of those guys? Just asking. So thank you for the follow. And I'm sure he's a huge Jessie Daniels fan. So give me and the daddy soldiers are starting to kick in here. So I'm rambling.
That's what daddy will do to you, baby.
So Jesse, we're going to move on to some other topics, and we're going to jump right into why Tony Khan hires too many fucking people. But Jesse, can you tell everybody before we go here, or before we jump into our regular topics, he did not hurt anybody. So stop coming up and down the road because they know you're online here. Tell us where you're going to be next.
Well, actually, the next thing I have scheduled is November 18th up there in Carneysville, West Virginia.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
they done fucked up and invited Daddy on back.
Okay. So is this gonna be Jeremy Stone versus Deathmatch Daddy in some kind of a stipulation?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what Boss Man's gonna book. I just know Daddy got a call and the money was there, and I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. I'm sure ATCW is glad to have the deathmatch.
It don't matter if they glad or not. I'm gonna be there.
Can I be booked as a filler for the battle royal just so I can come in, eliminate Jeremy Stone, and I'll let whoever throw me the hell out. I don't give a crap. I'll do a Drew Carey and just eliminate myself.
So I that's a King Otis type of thing right there where he just eliminates himself. So I do keep up, even though I'm suspended right now, I do keep up with ATCW, and I know there's 30 plus people in this battle royal coming up, Jesse. So what are you gonna do besides light the motherfuckers on fire to separate yourself from the rest of these guys?
Well, the thing about it is,
here's
the deal.
Here's my ass.
As far as separating myself, I don't feel like I have to work too hard to do that. Because physically, I don't look like half of the motherfuckers out there. I don't. You guys have got some giants. Y'all have some monsters in ATCW, and that's true.
Jeremy Stone, yep. Jimmy Alpha, yep. I got it.
Jeremy Stone.
But my thing is this. Whether you are booing at me and throwing shit, or whether you're kneeling at my feet and saying, yes, Daddy, please give us more, one way or another, when I walk through that curtain, I'm going to get a reaction out of you. And that is something that I have worked on and honed. That charisma is something I've worked on and honed for almost 10 years of my life. from being in front of crowds, being an announcer, being a referee, being trained by Earl Hebner, who had to emote with only his body language, mind you, for almost 20 years of his career.
Wow.
You know Earl Hebner?
Oh, yeah, I was trained by Earl.
Can you get him on here?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't got his number in my phone anymore, but if I run into him again, I will put you guys over. You have
Brian Hardy will appreciate that.
Hebner.
I saw him back in June.
We'll take Susie Hebner, his niece. We'll take her. We don't give a shit. We'll take her.
Katie Hebner. I know Katie Hebner.
Katie's a good girl. She will sit on your face and muffle.
I'm not allowed to say anything about that because she lives too close to my home for me to make those comments.
Oh shit!
All right, well, yeah, I do know there's a ton of people in that battle royal. I do wish you luck. There's a lot of guys that go through, a lot of big guys, and then there's some guys that are a little bit smaller than you. So I know one thing: when Jessie does come through the curtain, there will be guys go, fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a rough night at the office for some of them boys, but like we said, pro wrestling ain't ballet.
All right. Well, let's get into our topics here. We have an AEW departure. The Bunny is now left AEW, and Jesse, you said it earlier where Tony Khan has hired way too many people. There's way too many people in catering. And why do you think the Bunny is leaving AEW?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't watch neither product too consistently. Like I said, I'm just kind of a highlights guy, and I'll go back and watch what I like, what piques my interest. I can't think of the last time the Bunny was used on fucking anything.
September.
Didn't you match with Julia like that? I could have sworn there was a match with her and Julia Hart or something.
I mean, probably. Like I said, I
honestly can't remember.
deny any of that.
Yeah, she was just in a six-man tag in September, I believe.
I will say this about her. She has the look and the facial expressions and everything that she needs that if WWE put her through developmental for like 6 months, she could probably hang in NXT. I don't think there's too much holding her back from getting a job somewhere else. And it could be a number of things. To be honest, the fucking well could be running dry, guys. The fucking well could be running dry. Checks could be bouncing that we don't know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Daddy's cut off the trust fund and telling him you do this.
Let's fucking hold. Let's hold not. Let's not say that the wells run dry. I believe Ricky just read my text. So
Yeah.
I don't believe the wells run dry, but there is a way. There's way too many guys or way too many women and guys in
And they don't know how to book half the women anyway. So, but besides that, like the Bunny, she's barely on there. I wonder if she's taking the Blade with her.
Well, and that's the interesting thing about it, and that's one of the things I wanted to go into really quick. She debuts. She debuted with the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, which was like of all three things, you got a Butcher, you got the Blade, and you got a Bunny. What like it was the weirdest thing. I don't know where they came up with this gimmick idea, but okay. Yeah, and
Tony Khan pulled it out of Julia Hart's hat.
Yeah, there you go. But so she debuted, and then she ends up, like she'll sparsely wrestle from time to time.
Her biggest usage was during the pandemic.
Yeah, her biggest.
Where they had a very limited roster.
Yeah, exactly. And then she wrestles from time to time, and then after, like you said, after the pandemic, her usefulness kind of lessened because their roster had gotten bigger and they gotten more people, and the pandemic kind of slowed the roll for certain things. But then again, and she had some matches. I do seeing a couple of things where she had good matches, but now she's off. So, but I don't know. The thing, I guess, the question I have is, what value did she add to AEW, and what value is her leaving? Does it give to AEW? Is there any I don't. She wasn't really all
Not
that.
gonna be missing. Not gonna be missing much, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
can see her
She
going to
just got a
Impact.
figure, Scotty. She just got a figure.
Well, she'll probably go to Impact.
Well, she used to be the Impact Knockouts champion.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't the bunny there though. What the hell was her name?
I can't remember. I have to look it up. But she could go back to Impact. She did start an OnlyFans page, though.
Oh, jeez. Of course she
Hey,
did.
I'm gonna need you to send me that for business reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running it through the accountant right now, but I've already sent I've already sent a request. I need a purchase order for that bunny.
Remember when we did our WWE release cast the one day, and we were talking about Dana Brooke, and I said, I got 2 words for you, Dana Brooke, OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And you said easy, and then like 2 days later, I see she has an OnlyFans account pop up.
You did that,
really?
Yeah.
You did that to us.
Wow.
I mean, hey, these chicks are. Look at all the simps out there that pay for this shit. Like, these girls make twice, if not more, money in like a month of OnlyFans than they do in their entire year of wrestling.
Yeah.
I saw some shit where a school teacher made like $2 million in a year, and that was like fucking 6 times her teacher salary.
Yeah. Yeah, show some skin. You don't have to do anything for the rest of your life.
She was Allie.
That's right.
That's okay. I knew the name Allie. I just didn't realize that was the bunny as well. That's interesting. I never really saw her in Impact, mostly because I don't watch Impact. But
who does? No one does.
Not anymore.
So,
Well, if the fucking place you watch it didn't change so much in the past 5 years.
Well, that's the problem too. Those guys just jump all over the place. I believe that they're on Axis now, and I believe that they own Axis TV. So I believe they're okay. I think they're going to be okay.
Axis owns them. They don't own Axis. Owns.
You know what I mean. They have a home for right now. And speaking of home, let me get rid of get rid of the bunny. NXT is moving to CW now. Okay, so now we have. I
gotta take the mask off for this one.
Supergirl, Green Arrow, and Braun Breaker on in One Tree Hill. I forgot about.
I think Braun Breaker's the best out of all those. Like,
yeah, quite possibly.
I'm more interested in who lost the CW deal.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. So NWA had, and it wasn't inkjet. That's the problem. It wasn't inkjet. They decided they were going to do a Coke spot. Jesse, let's talk about the Coke spot.
Why do I have to talk about the Coke spot out of everybody on here?
I don't know. You're getting ready to cut up something there.
Is it because I'm White Boy New Jack over here? Okay. So,
hey Jesse, I'll join you. I at least got a.
Did you guys see this spot? Did anybody else see the spot? Am I the only one, really?
I think you're the only one.
Bro, okay, so
I heard about it for the last week, and I have not gotten a chance to look it up.
It's Sinister Minister Father James Mitchell, right? And they're they're like
the actual devil of fucking wrestling.
Yeah, they're cutting over to him to do like a fucking promo, and he's sitting at this table with a bunch of these strippers around him, just piling fucking Coke into his nose. And here, baby girl, you want to? And they're like, "Oh my God, Father James Mitchell's partying it up right now. We better catch up with him later." And then pan the camera over there, as if they didn't just have Satan doing Coke with strippers on fuck. I knew NWA was going downhill when they brought fucking Violent J's dilapidated ass in there to manage fucking Yabo. So I love Brothers of Fun Destruction. I think that's one of the best gimmicks in tag wrestling today because they don't have to do shit, and they're entertaining, right? But at the end of the day, knowing that you've got one half of Insane Clown Posse on your show, how can you still sell a family-oriented show to anybody? Yeah. And I thought NWA was like old school family oriented wrestling. And then I see the fucking Violent J and Father James Mitchell. And I'm like, damn, I might start watching NWA. Everybody else is mad about it. I'm like,
Now,
shit, I might start watching.
We all know Rick did coke back in the day on those studio shows, but not on fucking camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whose idea was that. Is my thing. Like,
well, listen, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. I believe that's whose idea was.
Yeah, I think Billy Corgan might have had something to do with it. I was listening to a podcast last night of fucking them interviewing Violent J, and he's talking about working with Billy Corgan and shit. And I did not know until last night that was the same dude from fucking Smashing Pumpkins. I had no idea.
Yeah, long time, huge. Billy Corgan's one of the biggest wrestling fans I've ever heard talk. He's loved the game forever, and he tried to do it the right way too, coming up into the business as a promoter, as an owner of a company. And in the beginning, it was the same as everybody else. They were like, okay, this fucking Mark, he's a money Mark. Blah, blah,
Money
blah.
Mark, yep.
Now they know that,
when I heard it.
and I'm actually not sure that they don't still think that of him after this coke incident. But yeah,
Joel,
he's got millions and millions and millions of dollars from that fucking. I believe that he sold the Smashing Pumpkins collection. I believe.
Ooh,
but they still tour. He still tours. And I think that is the knock on NWA is their shows are not consistent because he's still touring.
Yeah, and this is the thing. If he had somebody that could help him run the wrestling aspect of it while he was touring, it might be a more profitable company. But you're right. NWA is like fucking – they have a couple weekly shows, but it's like usually the big shows are like once every 3-4 months.
My sources tell me Jonathan Cross is available.
I heard too.
He's a horrible booker. I wouldn't bring that motherfucker in. Every time he goes somewhere, he gets suspended for whatever reason. He's not even hitting dudes with chairs and shit. Like, he gets suspended for whatever reason.
He's hitting fists with his face.
No comment. No comment. So the CW didn't really ink a deal yet with NWA, and I believe they were still in discussion, and it was going to happen. And NXT goes, "Nope, bitch, we got this." So now, what did this say about NXT? Now, supposedly they made more money on this deal than they've made in past with the USA Network. What does this say though? For who is watching this at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Not me, and I'm awake half the time, or all the time.
Wait, what? Who was it? A 2 a.m. time slot?
No. But what else? I mean, I just do not see this doing well on CW. I really don't. And I know CW is taking over, and they're getting the rights to basketball, or they're getting the rights to NASCAR, or whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to be a sports network.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're good.
This is the thing that my theory about that, as far as like promotions and shows moving to different channels. So wrestling is one of those things that it's an attraction no matter what, and wrestling fans are going to follow wrestling. So if, in my mind, right, you're thinking you're the CW, even if the Coke thing never happened, right? Let's think realistically if the Coke thing never happened. How many people watch NWA as opposed to NXT? You're going to take the show that's going to draw more viewers to your network.
Sure.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 times. But like I feel like a lot of times it's doing the network a service to have a wrestling show on their network, because it used to be like everything was on USA or fucking, TBS or whatever. And it got to the point where they realized, hey, we can split up between all these different networks and get cuts and shares of this, and it's more money for everybody. And like I said, I think it's honestly just a privilege for the network to have wrestling on their network, because the fans are going to follow it wherever it goes. All they got to do is run a commercial, fucking NXT on CW.
Well, and here's the other thing to think about. All right. CW, like let's take it back to '99. SmackDown debuts on UPN. About what 8-9 years later, they lose the contract. UPN kind of goes belly up, and they move to the CW. And again, it wasn't the best time in wrestling. It wasn't the worst time in wrestling, but SmackDown got ratings on the CW. Then they did the dumb thing to move to freaking Sci-Fi and stupid. They ended up coming back to CW because they knew they had a primetime audience. And the Fox thing, I don't know. I'm very surprised at SmackDown. They're trying to get SmackDown off of Fox. I think Fox was a great place for SmackDown. But with NXT being on CW, here's my thing about it. This exposes a lot of these young up-and-comers to people who've never had a chance to see them before. And I think it's going to be a good thing to get, to start to get more eyes on the developmental brand and maybe bring some eyes back who haven't watched a Raw or a SmackDown in 10, 15 years because they're like, oh, let's see what these young guys can do. And then they can get invested in the young guys and follow them up to the main roster. So I don't know. I think it could be worth it. I mean, and I'm willing to be proven wrong on this, but I think this could be a very beneficial thing for NXT. But that's just
agree.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I hate to fucking cut short on y'all, but I just looked at the time and I got to go get fucking dinner ready. But
go do your thing, Jesse Daniels. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We will see you soon. You're welcome back anytime you want.
Oh, don't tell me that. I'll be on this bitch every weekend.
Love it.
Thank you again, man. I'll welcome out quick. You know that.
You're good. Yeah. Chair face. As long as Scotty gets hit in the face with a chair, you can stay as long as you fucking want, bro.
Watch out, he's got a soup. Watch out, he's got a big soup spoon.
Yeah, I got the soup.
Got a soup spoon.
I will come after your ass. I don't care.
You know it's coming on the 18th, Scotty. Bring that fucking soup spoon.
He's gonna paddle you with it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you bring that soup spoon, I guarantee you Jesse finds a way to fucking use it.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
One way or the other. Chucky might not like it. I might not come back, but
yeah, you might want to. We'll check. You might want to ask before you.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I've had a lot of fun with you guys. Ricky, Scott, Jason, thank you all so much.
Jesse,
everybody that's watching, go follow these motherfuckers. If you're here watching for me, go follow, subscribe, and check out this fucking podcast because I'm not the only guy they have on here. They have amazing talent on here. Brian Hardy didn't come tonight because he was scared. He heard I was coming, but Brian Hardy's usually on here. But one way or the other, guys, I will be back. I had a lot of fun talking with y'all. Thank y'all so much, man.
Thank
you.
Jesse.
Yep.
Take it easy, guys. Have a good night.
You too.
You too.
Yo, that was fun. Jesse is a good dude.
He's a character.
All right. Lastly, he's definitely a character. Jesse and I have had I've talked to him a few times, and I dig the guy. He's a tough dude. He's tough on the outside, but then when you talk to him for a while, you kind of see the real dude. So, really a big fan of Jesse, and hope all the success for him. And I hope he doesn't die. So that's super important. All right. Last subject of the night, guys, and then we're gonna jump out of here. If you're still here on YouTube or Facebook, please make you go like and subscribe. Let us know how you like if you like Jesse. I mean, Jesse was awesome. So
I think 163 now.
Oh, we picked up another one. Perfect. Yeah, that's the Youngblood guy who for some reason I did not see.
164. 164.
Oh, perfect. For some reason I didn't see the Youngbloods chat, but he says, he wanted to know if Jesse had any crotch slams by a woman. I wish I got to ask that question. So, we asked him if he was Indian. He said he did know Chief J Strongbow. So, that's a blast from the past. All right, last topic of the night. Samoa Joe drops the TV championship.
I like this, but I don't.
Yeah,
let me tell you why.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Ricky was ready for this fucking topic.
You you want to keep Samoa Joe looking strong. I get it. He beats Keith Lee. He relinquishes the title. Samoa Joe needs to move on to bigger and better things. He's a top guy. He needs to be competing for the world title. Got it. Keith Lee needs a win. He needs a win. He needs a title. Give him the ROH TV title. They should have just let him win the damn thing and let Samoa Joe move on. But the whole thing of this just I don't know. It's just irritating the way they did it.
Okay.
I think
Scotty?
Keith Lee needed this win more than Samoa Joe, and then dropping the title to move on.
Yeah.
Scotty.
Now, I will agree with you in part, Ricky. I do agree that they probably should have had Samoa Joe just drop the title to Keith Lee and then declare, the next week on Dynamite, declare his intention for the world title and just, gung ho it from there. But here's the other aspect to it that really bothers me. And I watched the clip of this. And again, Samoa Joe, hell of a promo. Amazing promo to listen to.
He's one of the best.
He's one of the best. But here's the other thing that really makes it stupid. All right. If you're gonna do an angle like this, and I think what they could have done is really finally made Samoa Joe in such a way of just start to show some disrespect for that ROH belt. Now it'd be better if it was like an AEW belt, because AEW has a little more prestige, but kind of just be have Joe kind of be chucking the belt in the ring and doing just be you know what, I'm done with this ROH stuff. I think it's stupid. I'm tired of being this champion. I have my eye on bigger and better things, and then build this idea because if Tony really wants to build Ring of Honor up and get this to be a secondary promotion, whether it's a training promotion or not, at least get it to be a secondary promotion to his company, build that ROH title up by disrespecting that belt, but having somebody else come out to defend the honor of Ring of Honor, and that would have been Keith Lee in this case. And
so you're saying do the promo first and then let the match happen.
Yeah, do the promo first. Don't have him throw down the title, or maybe have him throw down the title and then have Keith Lee oh, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to show you that Ring of Honor's got the better name. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to beat you for that belt. And, Keith Lee does. And then Samoa Joe moves on to bigger and better. Just having him drop the title out, or relinquish the title at the match is I don't. It just doesn't. It made absolutely no sense. There's so many different ways you
kind
could
of
have
defeated the purpose of actually having the match and defending the title again in the first place, right?
Exactly. Just make it so that Joe, give Joe a reason to drop that belt instead of just having him relinquish it. Give him the reason, it's I'm done with this. I'm tired of being because I want to be into bigger and better things, but this thing is holding me back. And then, the disrespect, and then bring Keith Lee out there to defend the honor of ROH, win the belt off of Samoa Joe. And then Samoa Joe's all right, it's cool. I'm done. I have no more Ring of Honor crap. Now I'm going after MJF. It just, to me, it makes more sense. Because it gives you a chance to kind of build a 2 to 3 week thing of let Joe talk a bunch of crap, and have somebody come out and have them promo each other really quick, in a couple week build, and then have the match, and boom, title's gone off of Joe. He's on to what he needs to do. Keith Lee can start really doing some title defenses of his own, and you're both both guys are in a better spot. So I don't know. I don't know where Tony Khan's got this booking idea, but holy cow, it just
Julia Hart's hat. Hart's hat.
As Jason likes to hear, this one fell flatter than a plate full of piss. So
I'm going to be the devil's advocate here, because at the beginning of the week, I'm sorry, not the beginning of the week, Wednesday, this bothered me, right? Because there's such a huge legacy of Ring of Honor, and I feel like Ring of Honor has gone by the wayside since Tony Khan has taken it over. It's not as prestige. Not that it was the top brand, but it was one of the
more
top
recognizable.
brands.
Yeah.
Now it's more like they got guys and Athena.
Yeah.
Right? And I like I don't know if I'm a fan of Keith Lee. I like Keith Lee. I don't know if I'm a fan of Keith Lee, but look at it like this. The cookie cutter way of moving a guy onto the next program and moving him up a belt is to have him defend and lose. And WWE is going to do it with Gunther. He's going to lose that Intercontinental title, and then eventually he's going to go for the world title, or he's going to move his way up through the world title rankings.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different way of doing it. And I know, Scotty, you think the booking is kind of weird. It is weird, but it's different. Most of the time, these guys lose the belt and then they work themselves up for the next one, like I just said. Shinsuke Nakamura was undefeated, I believe, in NXT, and then he left the belt wide open. Asuka was undefeated in NXT, and then she left the belt wide open. So I feel like this is a different way of approaching moving the belt. I don't hate it. I don't love it completely, but I don't hate it either. I think it's different. I think it also gives ROH something to do with guys that they can put a tournament together for and showcase these guys like Keith Lee or like Shane Taylor or like name Rep Titus or name some ROH guys.
Put Danny Garcia in it.
And no lie, Danny Garcia does a lot of ROH work, and I can see him doing it. So it's different. It's different. What's that?
Why are we talking about The Rock's wife, Danny Garcia? No,
is that her name?
Yeah, that is
Daniel Garcia. Where the fuck his name is?
Danny, whatever. We've all been drinking.
Let me again throw a little cold water on your thing there. The issue, okay.
Please don't.
the issue I have, like, okay, I get it's a different way of doing things, but the only flaw in your booking logic there, Jason, is that Tony does tournaments too many times. So we've already seen a million tournaments for every different belt that they've got.
And he makes his tournaments too predictable.
Yeah, exactly. So to do this in this way, like, oh, it's a big tournament to do, like, no, it's not. Yeah, it's what he always does.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Like, if they found some other way to do it, but that's not a tournament. Okay, cool. But like you said, they're going to hold a tournament. I guarantee they'll hold a tournament.
Casino ladder match or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Who's the Joker? Yeah.
The
Joker. Yeah, that's not really an RH thing. But anyway, I don't love it. You saw that? I don't love it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it completely. So it keeps Joe super strong. Joe didn't lose to Keith Lee and then go on to face MJF, right? So it keeps Joe super strong. And I think that's what they're trying to get at. At the end of this year, book it. ROH doesn't. Joe will have that world title.
He should.
Yeah.
He should have had the WWE title. He should have had the WWE world title at one point.
Well, I believe there was some health issues or concussion issues or that kind of thing.
They don't care about stuff in AEW. They let
hell no.
Yeah, fuck it. Let him hustle. Yeah.
John Moxley's had like 30 blood transfusions, I think, over the last year.
Yeah, I like that he's got a new way of doing things too. I don't know if you guys read that yet, but he's got a.
Don't let smaller people do flippity doo-dah moves on your neck.
No, he wants 12 people watching the match like they do in the NFL, like replays and shit. Yeah, it's fucking. He's still concussed because that was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
He like the concussion never goes away for him anymore. Like,
I'm waiting for Cornette to cover it so I can hear what he has to say about it.
It's gonna be hysterical. Actually, a couple episodes ago, they talked about it, and I think if I remember right, Brian Last was dying laughing.
I'm fucking behind them because I was waiting for that. So Anyway,
Yeah.
I believe it keeps Joe super strong for his next push. And there are speaking of push, there's so many guys that want this AEW title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
got Wardlow lurking.
That's the other thing, like that's kind of bothering me about the AEW booking right now is like they've got 5 to 7 guys that are all kind of in the running for it, and in some way or another, how are they going to book this in such a way where each man gets a shot, but like the only person that should be taking this belt off of MJF is Samoa Joe right now.
Championship scramble, baby.
Yeah. Oh
No.
God.
I like it. A gauntlet
No.
match. Match. Let's do a gauntlet. So
Just fucking do a big 6-man match, 6-way title match. Who cares? Shenanigans everywhere.
fucking battle royal for the title. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And make the bunny come back and win it.
No, you know what? Even better. Just hold another exploding ring death match for the
Yeah,
belt.
there you go.
6-way
like it.
exploding ring death match.
Yeah, the 5 guys that don't
didn't
win the title get sparklered to death.
if the first one didn't explode, you can't really say the first one was an exploding cage barbed wire match either. So
It was the same
Anyway.
sparklers they used to knock Gilbert over with before they sprayed him out with the fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it here for Highway. We've been on here a long time, and I'm running empty. So
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to go to work in a couple hours.
yeah, we got a Rampage tonight. We got a SmackDown tonight. What else we got tonight? That's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
Collision tomorrow.
So
We
yeah,
don't-
collision tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday with another hard-hitting episode of Hardway Wrestling. Who knows who we might have? I mean, we had Brian Hardy, we have Jessie Daniels, you got Jonathan Cross. You might end up with. I'm thinking Hulk Hogan.
If we get Hogan on here, that'll be hilarious.
We've had Roman Reigns. We've had Seth Rollins. I mean, I don't know where they're at right now, but I could go see if they're in the closet. But
John Cena's in the other window. You just can't see him.
John Cena is not too far away. He might still be within arm. He might be within arm's reach. You just never know.
He's going back to Hollywood now.
So
yeah.
The strike has ended.
Back to Hollywood.
The strike has ended.
Someone spiked him all the way back to fucking Hollywood.
Yeah.
Spike?
So I'm gonna tell you, I read that the Hollywood strike was going to be over in the next 5 to 10 days.
Yep.
And it was too fucking late after I submitted my paper. It's whatever. A brother could only hope.
Yeah.
Can only hope. So anyway, that's to do here for Hardware Wrestling. Jesse Daniels, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it. Ricky Scott, great job tonight. We'll be back on Monday. I don't know what the topic is going to be. There'll be some sort of botch this weekend in AEW. We'll be able to talk about it. So
who will break their neck in AEW? Find out on Monday.
Flair will be swinging his.
No, he's still on visa issues.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, he's still.
No. That's Ray Phoenix.
That's right. Yeah.
Penta was the one that took on Swerve.
Gotcha. You took on Swerve
when
because
Prince Nana was dancing.
Tell me, did Penta had a different name, then he has a new name, then he has a different name again? What is?
So.
Oh, okay. My bad. I just hit the outro button before we're even out of here. So
I saw that and I'm like, are we still
bad.
in?
My bad. I just clicked it. I'm fucking retarded. Anyway, that's good to be for Hardway Wrestling. Thank you, boys. We do have a toy review coming up. Soon as a little bit of dragging of the feet this week, getting me the pictures and the photos and stuff that I needed. But I got them now. We're gonna get that taken care of. We'll probably have that. We'll record that, and we'll release that at a later time. Before the end of the year, in December, we are going to have our award show. The
Ooh.
Hard Way Award Show.
Like it.
Best wrestler of the year, man wrestler of the year, best woman wrestler of the year. And you can't use Mickey Knuckles.
Moose Knuckles.
Moose Knuckles. Best match of the year, best botch of the year. We're going to do all kinds of different things.
Okay.
So
Can I make a suggestion on
you
that?
can make it. I wouldn't do it on fucking air, but whatever.
All right. Well, we'll wait till afterwards. But
No, what's your suggestion, Scotty?
I'd like to see our fans out there submit their own categories.
Oh,
absolutely.
Their own categories.
Yes. I've seen this done before, and ladies and gentlemen, you can make it again. Try. I mean, it's got to be about wrestling, of course, but whatever you want. Bet worst booker of the year, or make some wild suggestions as to what wrestling.
Honorable mentions.
Best OnlyFans account.
Yeah.
Ooh, we've had a few this year. Dolph Ziggler, baby.
Jason's OnlyFans is active, but nobody's subscribed to it.
I just set up the account right now. I put there are 2 ball pictures on there.
And they're both
one is a basketball. So, hey, weirdos. One's a basketball. Settle down. So
now,
anyway.
it'd be cool if our fans submitted their suggestions for the year-end awards. So,
yeah. And we'll get dressed up for that. We'll get dressed up. That will be all nice and look good for that one, right? Or a nice collared shirt, maybe a tie, maybe a top hat. Maybe Jonathan Cross will make an appearance. Who fucking knows? Who knows? So we're gonna do that by the end of the year. So again, thank you guys so much. If you're here, if you come across this in your live stream, you're like, the fuck are these people? Like and subscribe. Give us a comment. Tell us who you like. We are also on Facebook at Hardway Wrestling. Please don't put any pornography, right? We've already had that. I've already had to delete that shit. So don't put any pornography. But make sure you come and like the group and tell us what you think. Also, we are on Spotify.
What?
We're all. I was wondering if you're going to hit that or not. We're on iTunes.
What?
We're on Google Play.
What?
We're on. What I don't fucking know. I don't even know what we're on anymore. But we're on all of them. And Scotty, you listen to us on Google Play, right?
That's correct. I do.
But you do not subscribe.
Huh? Yeah, I'm subscribed.
It doesn't say you subscribe.
I swear to God, I know I subscribe to it.
Fix it. Fucking fix it, Scooby.
I am on Spotify.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh.
I need to subscribe on Spotify too, because I have it set up to listen to it on my my Xbox and PlayStation when I'm playing games. So
this most likely will be the longest episode we've ever done.
Yep.
Ever. So I'm gonna have to pay for extra time, but that's okay. So anyway, again, thank you guys very much. Have a good weekend of whatever you're gonna do. What do you guys got going on this weekend, Ricky?
Work, sleep, video games, beer.
Gotcha. What? Scotty, what do you got going on?
Well, I am going to be a lumberjack this weekend. I am taking down a dead tree at one of my parents' rental places with my parents this weekend. So, yeah, I'm going to be a lumberjack. This is going to be interesting. And I'm just going to try not to drop a tree branch on my dad's head this time. I did it when we did a thing. We cleaned up this particular rental property once before, and I dropped a giant tree branch on my dad's head. So
you are adopted, correct? Or was that your original father that got rid of you?
No, I tried to drop the tree on my adopted dad's head.
Yes. Gotcha. Okay.
Paul Bunyan's gonna have to sharpen the axe on the wall behind him.
Yeah.
Once was the story about a man named Scott. Will you be wearing flannel?
I have to see if I still have a flannel shirt. If I do, yes, I will be wearing it.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Well,
I'll buttons unbuttoned so you can see the chest hair. You know.
oh, of course. Of course.
I get
gotta
Jesse
see the
Daniels in here to light it on fire.
We got we got to see the nipple fro. That's for sure. So. All right, well, that's gonna do it here. We'll see you guys on Monday for Hardway Wrestling.
On the hard
Hey,
way.
listen, fuck that. There's only one way.
It's the hard way.
That's right.